the best of you. خَيْرُكُمْ لِأَهْلِهِ. The best of you is he who is best to his family. The best of all. The best of this ummah. The best of the believers. The best is he who is best to his family. And the Rasul pointed to his chest and said, وَأَنَا, and I, خَيْرُكُمْ أَهْلِي, am the best to my family. To every father who's here tonight, remember the words of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam today. There's another hadith that many people don't know. And if today could be a day that we revive this hadith into the hearts of the ummah, let that be today. If there is a hadith that has been forgotten, an essence in our people, let that be revived today. They asked Aisha radiallahu anha in Bukhari, what did the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam do within his home? What did the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam do within his home? And she responded, Kana yakunu fi. He was in constant and continuous he was in constant and continuous. The term is the one who lowers themselves to serve their family. He was constant and continuous, lowering himself to serve through his action. But the term also means to take something hard and to soften it. We took our pain to my dad. We took my fears to my dad. We took broken families to my dad. The divorced couples, he counseled and he healed. He was the one where the women were scared, he empowered them. When they were afraid, they would go to him. And he counseled and healed the family. He was the counselor. He was the one who solved the conflict. He was the president of the masjid that was solving the disputes. And then the hadith goes, Aisha radiallahu said he used to serve his family constantly and continuously. And then when it was the time for salah, he would go to pray. That's my father. He served his family in the home, but when the time for the salah came, he would go. What a remarkable hadith. The last time I led a Janazah salah, 23 years, 25 years ago, was for two men, 1 week apart. The two men who really had the most impact on my family. His name is Dewan Mahmood Chaudhry and Dewan Ibrahim Chaudhry. And I'm just going to say this briefly. My dad learned from my two grandfathers. And why I need the family today. I need the next generation to hear this. And the nieces to hear this. You don't know this. You need to know this. You need to understand who you are, your identity, your legacy, your history. Because I saw him carry the baton, and it was one of the greatest moments of joy in his life. When he took from Dewan Ibrahim Chaudhry the baton of building each brick of this community. My grandfather's brother came in 1924. We are the oldest Bangladeshi American family in the United States of America. We've been here 100 years. The first masjid in Manhattan is ours, South Asian Masjid. Working with Malcolm X. I need you to understand that they made it illegal with the Oriental Exclusion Act for us brown faces, all of you, to be in this country and to be citizens. And in testimony in 1945, there's one document by Dewan Ibrahim Chaudhry fighting for the civil rights of brown and black people to be citizens of this country. And it's captured in the book Bengali Harlem. My dad, and in 1964, when Martin Luther King changes the law, you don't understand, there's two parts to the law. The second part of the law is he makes it legal that we could be citizens of the United States. But because before that, when brown people ended up in Ellis Island, they turned them back on the ships and sent them back to India. They were hiding. They were running. And the reason why my whole family grew up in Harlem is because brown people weren't allowed to live next to white people. The only place we could live was in Harlem. So me and my brothers and my mother used to go to Eid in East Harlem and then walk our way over to Eid in West Harlem to see grandfathers number 1 and grandfathers number 2 while we were raised in the projects in Queens. The bricks of New York, the streets of New York, the blood in New York, 9/11, the Chaudhrys died on 9/11. We died, the Bengali Muslims, our blood was sacrificed. 1% of those people died with our blood. This country is our country. No one can take it from us. And my grandfather died with the dua. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring the deen of Islam in every one of his dua, dying to America and bless this country. We are the legacy. And my father carried us. And so, they say that, we know the hadith, there's 3 things after he dies. Righteous children. So to the family listening, there's only 3 things after he dies. Righteous children. Sadaqah jariyah. And knowledge that you give that continues. That's why today we wanted to give a khutbah. And we wanted to give a talk. And we want you to remember this hadith. The best men are the best fathers. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us strong, make us proud, make us love. Let us cry with each other. Let us love with each other. Sahaba used to cry and love and raw. My dad was the most authentically, emotionally honest human being I have ever met. The greatest father I have ever known. I am so proud that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed me to just selected him. He selected him. The greatest man. My honor was to clean him. It was my honor to clean him. It was my honor. My greatest honor of my life was to spend time with him at that hospital. There's only one. La ilaha illa ant. There is no one worthy of worship except you, Allah. La ilaha illa ant. There is no one worthy of worship except you, Allah. And Muhammad is his messenger. Assalamu alaikum.